This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information and to find out how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read and recorded by Betsy Bush, Marquette, Michigan, December 2005. The Country of the Pointed Firs by Sarah Orne Jewett. Chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1. The Return. There was something about the coast town of Dunnet which made it seem more attractive than other maritime villages of eastern Maine. Perhaps it was the simple fact of acquaintance with that neighborhood with which it is so attaching, and gave such interest to the rocky shore and dark woods, and the few houses which seemed to be securely wedged and tree-nailed in among the ledges by the landing. These houses made the most of their seaward view, and there was a gaiety and determined floweriness in their bits of garden ground. The small-paned high windows in the peaks of their steep gables were like knowing eyes that watched the harbor and the far sea-line beyond, or looked northward all along the shore, its background of spruces and balsam firs. When one really knows a village like this and its surroundings, it is like becoming acquainted with a single person. The process of falling in love at first sight is as final as it is swift in such a case, but the growth of true friendship may be a lifelong affair. After a first brief visit made 2 or 3 summers before, in the course of a yachting cruise, a lover of Dunnet Landing returned to find the unchanged shores of the Pointed Firs, the same quaintness of the village with its elaborate conventionalities, all that mixture of remoteness and childish certainty of being the center of civilization of which her affectionate dreams had told. One evening in June, a single passenger landed upon the steamboat wharf. The tide was high, there was a fine crowd of spectators, and the younger portion of the company followed her with subdued excitement up the narrow street of the salt-aired, white-clapboarded little town. End of Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Mrs. Todd. Later, there was only one fault to find with this choice of a summer lodging-place, and that was its complete lack of seclusion. At first, the tiny house of Mrs. Elmira Todd, which stood with its end to the street, appeared to be retired and sheltered enough from the busy world, behind its bushy bit of a green garden, in which all the blooming things, 2 or 3 gay hollyhocks and some London pride, were pushed back against the gray shingled wall. It was a queer little garden, and puzzling to a stranger, the few flowers being put at a disadvantage by so much greenery. But the discovery was soon made.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?